Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. I am Clifton, and tonight we are, of course, like everyone else on WhiskeyTube right now, training for Mat Madness, which is, of course, ADHD Whiskey's new bracket challenge among all of WhiskeyTube. So I'm coming up in about 2 weeks. I will be competing against the one and only Chad from It's Bourbon Night. So, that's a stiff competition right there. So I have to up my game a bit. I've been dabbling a bit in scotch. I've been, exploring, even mezcal and things like that. I got to rein myself back in, get back to my roots, and stick to bourbon, at least for the next couple of weeks, because we're not just bourbon, American whiskey, and maybe some scotches, a couple of them. But still got to reel myself back in, stick to the basics, because I think that's going to be my strategy. I can't go too crazy with what I'm looking for in these whiskeys when I am competing. I got to stick to my guns, see what I can pull out flavor-wise in terms of finish, in terms of types of whiskey, where it's from. If you've missed the first episode, I guess, of that, go check it out. It was last Friday. It was the Shelf Turds. It was Bourbon Blind, and it was Trev Wilson. Really interesting stream. If y'all missed that, please go check it out. But yeah, so I'm coming up in a couple weeks. So I thought it'd be fun to really dive deep into finished whiskeys. And I thought the best way to do that is to start at the roots. Let's start at the actual fortified wines that are used to age these whiskeys. So we're doing this in a two-part series. So today, right now, is part one. We are doing a Sauternes, a Madeira, and Port. Those are the three we're doing today. However, on Saturday, we're going to do an even more deep dive. We're going to take 3 different types of sherry, and we're going to compare different whiskeys that are aged in that sherry compared to the actual sherry itself. Now, disclaimer, I am not a wine expert. Y'all know I got a box wine of Stella. What is it? Franzia. I got a Franzia on top of my fridge. So I am not the best in rye wine. But you know what? I thought what better time than now to really train my palate. I got 3 different types of wine here tonight. Like I said, I gave you the list of those earlier. Do want to give a huge shout out to our friend Will at the Whiskey Crusaders. He gave me a nice rundown of each of these types of wines. So hopefully he's unable to join us here tonight, but he's here in spirit with this information. So all the information I'm giving you about these wines comes from Will. Found a couple of other things that I researched in terms of when we get nitty gritty with details. Some of you guys here in the chat may actually know more about this than I do, so feel free to chime in. There's a reason I did this on StreamYard versus my normal software, because I want to feature your comments. So if you know something more about these wines or these whiskeys we're drinking, please let me know. I'll happily feature it, because I promise y'all, with wine, y'all definitely know more than I do. Let's get it started with a couple shout outs for today. So y'all were chatting here earlier. Donnie, I think, was the first one in the room. What's up, Donnie? See, that's also why I love StreamYard. I can just feature comments like that. Sugar Kitty, what is up, Sugar Kitty? Good to see you. Whiskey Mountains, Adriana, pre-gaming with Oogie. Well, it's a sherry. I think it's a sherry one, right? So when I'm on Saturday, I'm hopefully going to be joined by my friend Aaron, who y'all know as my Scotch expert friend. He joined me for a tour of Islay recently on a stream. But he's hopefully going to be back, and he's going to try these with me, because he also is curious about trying different sherries. So I bought the sherry. He's going to bring some scotch to it. Today we're sticking exclusively to American whiskey, mainly because that's all I really have right now. But I feel like it'd be kind of cool to divide it up. Today we're talking about finished whiskeys, whereas Saturday it'll be more about whiskey matured in a single cask of something. So at least that's the general idea. That might be a little bit different every here and there, but thank you so much. He said that's a great concept. Think of that. What's up, Will? Will's here. So Will's tuning in. I made that sound like it was his fault for not being here. Literally, I just messaged him like 3 or 4 hours ago. I've been like, hey, is anyone here an expert on wine? So no, it's definitely my fault. I should have reached out earlier. But yeah, so Will, thank you so much for your notes. We're gonna get through those here tonight. What's up, Bourbon Baller? Good to see you. Wheels. Good to see all the support in the community. If y'all missed the stream, I know Jason did one last night, and I know Mashbill, I think, is doing one this Saturday, a fundraiser for Wheels. Y'all go check that out. Check out his GoFundMe. Donner Pass Whiskey, what's up, man? I've been seeing you a lot in other people's chats. Alex, good to see you. Zopher, you know that guy? Yes, I actually met Zopher in person last weekend. It was pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. Really, really dapper. What's up, Nick? Good to see you. Cohen, awesome. Good to see you, man. Brandon, evening, everyone. Still at the bar with the wife for a bit longer. Should be able to hop on a little later. Well, enjoy yourself. Brandon, I know, is enjoying a George T. Stag right now. I'm not sure the batch. It was a 124 something proof. I just glanced at it because he sent the picture right before we went live. So I missed that. But Brandon, please share your thoughts on that afterwards. Emily Chambers, what's up? Amazing mod here in the room. Port is my favorite. Well, Emily, believe it or not, I've never had port, so I'm gonna pop my port cherry. I know that's a little. That's okay. It's not weird. I'm gonna pop my port cherry here tonight. Jen Artolino, good to see you, Jen. Thanks for stopping in, and Cheech, of course. y'all are always both there. That's awesome. Appreciate you guys. And same with Nick and Adriana. Y'all are always tag teaming the chat. Appreciate y'all so much. Lil Morgan, all the way in Australia. Good morning. Happy Saturday? No, it's not. Y'all aren't that far ahead, aren't you? Or is it Friday morning? Lil, help me with the AEST, which I thought you were misspelled East in our Whiskey and Gaming Lounge. Which, by the way, if y'all are not yet on our Whiskey and Gaming Lounge, you can join it at bourbonbites.com. It is our Discord server where we chat, we do hangouts, we do awesome memes that we share in the different rooms. So if you're not yet on Discord, definitely check ours out. It's a lot of fun. And also you can check out the WhiskeyTube Discord. Don't know the direct link to that, but like this is my specific community, but I'm also on the Discord. So check out both of those if you're on Discord. Cool. So I'm just getting caught up. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any of the shout outs. Don Nishida, what's up, Don? Chris, what's up, Chris? We were chilling at Chris's house the other night. Chris, good to see you, man. Thanks for hosting an amazing evening. It was awesome. Look forward to many more meetups soon. Chris Tats, what's up, Chris? I think did I miss anyone? Fred, what's up, Fred? Make sure I didn't miss anyone. If you're new here, feel free to say hi. I'm shouting out the regulars, but I'm also shouting out new people. Welcome to the stream. Well, speaking of new people, there's Livewire Whiskey. I know your name. I've seen you in someone else's chat, but I don't think you've been in my chat before. Welcome. Good to see you. Tim Evans, good to see you, man. Thanks again for the samples. All right, so I think we are through. We are through as many people. If I missed you, feel free to send a message throughout the night. I'm checking it all. And if you want to make sure I see your message, you can always send a super chat. Always appreciate it here on the channel. I do not have a giveaway tonight, but I still appreciate them. So, anyways, I have not tried any of these. Well, okay, that's a lie. All of these have reusable corks except the Sauternes. Now, as you'll notice, there's a Kentucky Owl cork. It was a corkscrew, and I knew my dumbass would like struggle to get this thing out on camera. Trust me, I've seen me struggle to open things before, and I was like, no, that is not happening again. So this one was pre-opened, and I did take a little sip, and I'm going to say, you know what? That wasn't half bad. So this is going to be the one we start with. I figured it makes more sense to start with a white wine as opposed to the darker ones like the port and the Madeira. But I'm going to pair them each with a whiskey or more than one whiskey. We're going to see if I can find these notes inside a whiskey. So let's go and get the first one poured. Now, I think I forgot who it was. Someone gave me a good tip. Chris says, Lizzie says, hi. What's up, Elizabeth? Good to see you. Thank you for the awesome food. Wesley Zeller. That's closing out. So I got my first COVID vaccine last night. Hashtag Pfizer gang or whatever, called Pfizer fan. So I just have some soreness, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit feverish. Like nothing bad at all, but like do feel a little bit like under the weather. I have my AC blasting on me right now. So finally starting to feel the effects of that. But you know what? It's okay. I'm a little worried about that second dose though. What about you guys? Are you guys getting the vaccine at all? Or have you gotten your first shot? You gotten both shots? Or did you get Johnson & Johnson? Well, let me know. Yeah, Mr. Whiskey Shit, it's good to see you. Clear my throat. Zophar says tiny sip support. Thank you for letting me know that. So yeah, let's start. So what I think I'm going to do, I forget who it was. It may have been Spencer. I don't know. Someone recently said, make sure to try the whiskey before you try the wine, and then go back to the whiskey after trying the wine, because the wines are so sweet that they're going to like blow your palate. So that is a great advice. Whoever gave that to me, please let me know so you can get credit for that. And we're going to talk about, if you're not familiar with these different types of wine, I'm going to tell you a little bit. Thanks to our buddy Will. And if anyone has any additional info to add throughout the night, please spit it out, because I don't know crap. Okay, thank you. So Chris says the wine will be so sweet. So yeah. I did taste this one a little bit. It's very, very sweet. Oh no, double vaccinated here. Then I was exposed. Oh, that sucks, man. That's the worst. That's always my biggest fear. It's like, well, actually, no, my biggest fear was getting it right before getting vaccinated. I was like, no. Fortunately, hasn't happened. But yeah, that sucks, man. But wishing you the best. All right, so, that is let me go ahead and get the wine poured. So I do have different glasses for each of these. For this one, I just have a basic wine glass. I did look up like the types of wine glasses you're supposed to use for these. Yeah, I did my research. I did my stuff. I don't have exact matches for those types of glasses, but I have glasses that are similar shape. So hopefully that kind of helps out there. So let me go ahead and pour this one. I don't know. I need to save some for Justin, because he's a wine guy, so he's definitely going to enjoy these after the stream. He's not here tonight, but Yeah, so, all right. So that was that one. I'm going to leave that poured, but I'm going to go ahead and pour a whiskey. Now, the whiskey that I have for the Sauternes is a very small sample because I've already drank half of it. So bear with me. It's a hard to find finish in whiskey. I didn't have anything. This was kind of, honestly, it was kind of like a last minute idea, but I thought, I really need to do this because I'm very unfamiliar with these. So I only have about, man, that's not even, what is that? 0.75 ounces. That's definitely enough for a tasting for a live stream. This is Jefferson's Sauternes. Now this one, let me pull up the information here. I keep saying Sauternes, but I think it's just pronounced Sauterne. Is that right, Will? I think it's pronounced Sauternes based on the videos I watched today. So this whiskey is Jefferson's Grand Selection. Not going to pronounce that. Sauternes Cask Finish. And this was one of their limited releases that they came out with a few years back. I have some info on it here. It's aged in 40 different hand-selected, those barrels, in a proprietary hot box environment. This expression combines the sweetness of Sauternes, wood notes of both American and French oak, and the grain of a premium bourbon in a delicious, complex, and balanced final product. At least that's what they say on the website. You can pronounce the S. You're American. Okay. Well, thank you for permission to mess up because I know I'm gonna mess that up. Thank you, Cheech. Yes, please subscribe to Whiskey Crusaders. He's been a huge help here tonight, and their whole team is awesome. Please go watch them. They're live on Monday nights. Yeah, cheers to the Whiskey Crusaders. If y'all are not yet subscribed, let me go. I'm just gonna finish this off. Why not? It's only like 0.75 ounces. As always, we will be doing our after party hangout over on our Discord server for everyone that is a patron level Bourbon Megabytes. The thing about that, because I was like, I just redid my tiers, but I think that's still good. $10 tier and up gets access to our Thursday night after parties, where we just chill, drink, and talk about either the things we talk about on the stream or just hang out and just hang out. I guess just hang out. I don't know. It always goes a different direction. There's never like a theme to our after party hangouts. So if you're interested in joining that and becoming a member of our Discord, our Patreon, it's patreon.com/bourbonbites. All different tiers at all different levels there. So if you're not comfortable supporting at the $10 tier, totally understand. We have a $5 tier that does a monthly hangout and a $2 tier that gets you early access to my videos. Well, all the tiers gives you early access to my videos. But $2 tier, you can get access to that for just $2. By the way, y'all, I'm proud of myself. I actually uploaded my video. It's going live on Friday. It's a review of Blue Spot Irish Whiskey. I uploaded it 2 days early, so patrons got a 2-day preview of that one. I posted it yesterday. Normally there's only like a day ahead of time, but definitely like treating y'all when I can. So if y'all are curious about my thoughts on Blue Spot, you can become a patron and watch that video, or you can just wait till tomorrow afternoon. Either way. Thank you so much for the Discord link there, Cheech, and of course the Patreon. Cheech is the best mod. I mean, all y'all mods are great, but Cheech across the board, he's just like he's killing it. Y'all go definitely check out Cheech's channel, Whiskey Encore, as well. New channel here on YouTube. He goes live late at night, almost too late for me, but you know what? I need to catch up on those replays, but it always has good guests on. So, and make sure to hit that like button. Again, Cheech killing it. So what's up, Joseph? Good to see you. Bourbon Bites crew is the best. Oh, thank you, Emily. I think you guys are the best. I agree. Speaking of that, I realized, okay, so like a lot of YouTubers always have like a name for their fans or whatever, their community. I have the name that I want to do, but I'm going to save it because I think I'm going to do something. I'm going to have a t-shirt or something. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I have a cool name for you guys, and I don't want to. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I might even like, you know how like on Shelf Turds they have like YouTube memberships turned on just so people can get like a member of the membership level. I might turn that on for like $2 or $3. I'm still figuring that out. I want to give y'all perks for y'all doing that. I wouldn't just do it like just like, hey, just get this for like special emojis. I want to definitely offer you guys something too. So still figuring that out. But Patreon right now is the best place to get exclusive access and perks, things like that. So yeah. So I poured. Will I get the new Compass Box Menagerie? I'm not familiar with what that one is. I'm always excited about a new Compass Box release, so I got that one up after the stream. Yeah, Cheech, feel free to throw your link up there. Everyone go check him out. The Women in Whiskey community is strong. Live stream coming the last Sunday this month, hosted by Whiskey and Lipstick. Oh yeah, y'all go check that out. Cheech, is that on your channel? Is that the same link? Oh no, it's a different channel. Well, yeah, definitely go check that out. I'm very interested in watching that one. All right, so I have the Jefferson's Grand Selection poured. Let's go ahead and I have tried this before. It was for a virtual tasting I did, but I haven't tried it for the channel yet. So I'm curious to revisit it and see what I think of it. Now I know it's a pretty pricey bottle. That's really light on the nose. Now I don't have much Jefferson's experience in general, so there's that. All these other ones I have experience with, but Jefferson's I don't know. How do y'all feel about Jefferson's? Do y'all buy them often? I know they have the oceans, the voyages, and things like that, but I always feel like Jefferson's a difficult. I don't know, one to get into. I think they have like a price. They're pretty pricey compared to the rest of the things that are similar. They also are very lacking transparency. So, but I know they have fans. So curious if you guys like. I saw Adriana said dropping my Patreon. I was like, oh no, what'd I say? Is it Rye Bites? Oh, y'all are guessing the name. Oh yeah, well y'all stay tuned. It's the 2021 LE. Oh, awesome, Donnie. I gotta check that out for sure. Oh, that's right. Well, that's right. I've seen her on there before. I wasn't sure if she was just a guest or she was actually behind that. That's awesome. Yeah. I gotta watch that because I saw her on one, but I didn't know if she was a guest or she was actually part of that. That's really cool. so this, let me go in and I like keep picking it up and like almost taste it. And like, oh, I set it down. Yeah, we got an hour to fill. It's fine. Yeah, on the nose, there's like a. We were talking a bit on Discord about like a tropical note that I don't think I've ever gotten before, but there's something here. There's like a. Very, very sweet on the nose. Now this is a bourbon, so I don't know like it's technically the mash bill or anything like that. It's sweet. It's almost like, I'm not, honestly, I don't typically like tropical fruits in general, other than like pineapple, yeah. But like other things like I'm not a mango fan, just personally. I like a mango margarita. That's my shit. But just regular mango, I'm not the biggest fan of. Maybe there's some mango on there. There's something like that on the nose. Tom, what's up, man? Good to see you. I know you were drinking some good rye whiskey earlier tonight. Yeah, that's an interesting nose. It's really sweet. Almost, I would guess, if I was competing in Matt Madness right now, I would guess that this is a rum finish because it's really, really sweet on the nose. But of course it's not. It's Sauternes. So let's go and give it a try. Cheers, guys. Let me know what you guys are drinking while I cheers you. Okay. It's got some heat on it. I don't know the proof, unfortunately. Like I said, Jefferson's is the one I know the least about. It has, the finish is really short too. It's really big and bold up front. I don't know. I guess I'm just never really a Jefferson's fan. And I could just have maybe not had the right Jeffersons yet, but it's a balanced pour, but it's very nondescript. I don't really taste any direction where I could guess like where this is distilled. Age, I have no idea on. And that kind of affects my ability to pull out notes from the wine, the Sauternes. I do want to save some in the glass so I can go back into it after I've tried the wine. So let me put this down a bit. It's confusing me a bit. I don't want to give it too negative reviews until I try the wine. So let's go ahead and move on over. Oh wait, hold on. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Oh no. Elizabeth has disowned me for my hate on tropical. I don't hate them. I just don't particularly gravitate towards the common ones. Now there's certain ones that I may not have tried that I may be fans of. I just, when it comes to like passion fruit and mango, are not my favorite flavors. Even pineapple is like hit or miss with me. It's just not quite my thing, but sorry, Elizabeth. There's over 100 varieties of mango. Okay. Well, Elizabeth, you got me there. We were talking about doing a unique stream with you guys. If I were to stream from your house, we should just do a mango stream. Buy all the mangoes and let's just try them all. I'm here for that. Are y'all here for that? So let's go and move on to the Sauternes, and then we're going to come back to the Jeffersons. I just want to get a taste of what the wine tastes like. So we're moving on to this lovely bottle. Now I will also just say disclaimer: all of the wines we're trying here tonight are affordable. They're all under $30. This one I think was $16. So I figured, if I'm totally new to this, I didn't want to jump off the deep end and just get like a really expensive one. These are also all recommendations from my local liquor store, K&L Wine and Spirits. If you're in Southern California, definitely check them out. They're awesome. Big shout out to David OG he's from their spirits department, but I reached out to him because I know he knows his whiskeys, and especially finished whiskeys and things like that. So I'm like, hey, as a whiskey drinker, what do you recommend as entry-level dessert wines to pair with whiskeys? Which, by the way, I thought these were all fortified wines. Turns out, Sauternes is not a fortified wine. So let's go to Will's notes here on this wine itself. It's the only one. The rest are fortified. The rest of this stream and Saturday stream. But this one's actually so this was actually a French sweet wine, and it's from the Sauternes region of the Grave section in Bordeaux. It's made from 3 different varieties of grapes. I'm not going to pronounce those because I know I'll mess it up. Oh wait, no, he gave me a pronunciation. Thank you. Okay, Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc. But it's, and there's another one. I was actually missing up my notes. I had some that I pulled myself, and then I got his notes too. So 3 different types of wine, but sometimes just only 2. Those 2 right there. But the interesting thing about this one, like I said, it's not fortified. It's actually made from. They take the wine. Okay, backtrack. The grapes sit on the vine for an extended period of time, and they're let what's known as noble rot. So yes, you heard it right. These grapes kind of start rotting on the vine. Now there's a certain fungus. It's called botrytis. I'm killing these pronunciations. Thank you, Will, for that. Yeah, noble rot. So these literally rot on the vine, but they actually that adds to the flavor. That brings it the sweetness. So they pick them from the vine, and then they make the wine from it. So they don't even add sugar to this one because it's so sweet from that fungus that's used on. That does not sound very appetizing. I know that's not the most appetizing note, but I think it's actually really cool. So I'm really excited to get this. Like I said, I did a little preview of this one. It's very, very light. Now, ABV wise, by the way, this one is pronounced, I had the pronunciation. I'm probably going to mispronounce it, but I'm American. Y'all got to give me credit. I think this one's pronounced, okay. So it's spelled like Haut charms, but I think it's pronounced Haut Sham. I think I heard someone pronounce it that way. I could be wrong. But it's a 2017 vintage. I don't know if it's a vintage. I'm not going to go there. I know vintage means something with wine. I can't say that. So it is, and also as he said, Will said it should be served chilled. Yes, these are all chilled. I know you're supposed to chill them at different levels. I just put them all in the fridge about an hour and a half before the stream, so they're all pretty chilled. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. By the way, I'm drinking out of a glass from a winery in Temecula, California. I only went to one so far. That's my goal for 2021, probably 2022, honestly, is to hit up a bunch of wineries in Southern California. I know Napa probably has more, but Napa's pretty far. Temecula is actually pretty close. It's in between here and San Diego. So on the nose, I think I was very confused because the first thing I did was I nosed this whiskey. On the nose, it doesn't come off as unique. I'm not a white wine drinker. I typically go for the red wines when I'm just, having with dinner or whatever. Technically, like I said, I'm very limited experience. I always go for a Cabernet. If I see a Cabernet, I always get it. I usually also always get the cheapest Cabernet. But I have had some white wines. This winery here makes a bunch of white wines. So on the nose, yeah, it's very sour. It's like a, you know what it almost smells like? It almost smells like a body wash. Like if you had like a tropical body wash. A little bit of floral, has still some of that pineapple. First connection of the night. There's a very loud demon child outside, so I apologize if you're screaming. I promise it's coming from outside. So yeah, it's very, I would say tropical. So I'm very curious to go back to the whiskey after trying this. But let's go and give it a try. Cheers, y'all. That taste is fantastic. Holy crap. As my first try in like a dessert wine, whoa. That's like bursting with flavor. What was the ABV? I was going to look that up. 14.5%. So not much more than regular wine. Chris says I'm stashing a kid in my closet. No, I will not confirm or deny. No, I was kidding. I did not have a kid in my closet. Adriana, thank you. Yeah, my green screen's adding up a bit here. I don't have a clip to make it like stretch out. So, did I ruin the surprise? It's not a green screen. Never mind. So it's like glitching out over here. Don't worry. It's for effect. The glitching is for effect. Yeah. So, wow. Okay, let me get to the notes on this one. This one's like really complex. For a white wine, I know. as someone, again, that doesn't only drink white wine, I'm very surprised by this. The first note I get on this one, honey. And not just regular honey. It's almost like a floral honey, like a wildflower honey or something like that. But then it changes a little bit and it goes a little bit earthy. So it's almost like a honeycomb. Because sometimes when you chew the honeycomb, it has like a bit of like a darker note than regular honey. There's like a honeycomb sweetness here. Yeah, and I'm just looking at Will's notes. He gave it some notes of mushroom and other fungus. I'm not super familiar with that. I don't eat too much mushrooms, so I don't have that experience. But it does go earthy, so maybe that's the earthy that I'm finding here in it. So UFO, where? Oh no. Oh wow. This I could get behind. For $16, now this is a 375 ml. I'm really excited to try more expensive versions of this. I honestly went into this thinking that Sauternes would be something that I was not interested in. Y'all have heard me say a million times on this channel, my favorite note on a whiskey is honey. And if I can find honey on a wine, I honestly, if you told me this was mead, just on nosing, it definitely gives away that it's a wine. But taste-wise, it is sweet. It is honey. This is delicious. I am very excited. Not that I'm picking favorites because it's the only one I've tried so far. But man, I'm excited to revisit this one here soon. I definitely want to try their more high-end options. Oh, interesting. There is a high-end winery in Bel Air that's very old that monks founded in the 1800s. Holy crap, that's awesome. I have to check that out. All right, so now that I've tried the wine, let me just go back, revisit the whiskey real quick. Okay, now that I've had it and I saw those tropical notes, that's the biggest thing that play out on the nose. Not quite as much of the honey. It does smell sweet. Remember I said that I would guess that this is like a rum finish based on the nose? It's really sweet and it's got tropical notes, huh? So I guess maybe I should, if I'm competing in Matt Madness, I should look for sweetness and don't automatically assume it's rum. Look for tropical notes because there's some tropical notes with that sweetness, which again, rum is sometimes tropical. Although rum, I think rum sweetness is a lot more like a molasses sweetness. So I think if it leans a little tropical, my guess should probably be Sauternes. That's at least what I think. Yeah, on the palate, Jefferson's doesn't quite show. Honestly, if I was just tasting without nosing it, I don't think I would be able to pull out a specific finish. I would probably still guess rum just because it's sweet. That's the only thing I'm feeling is added to the palate with this one. But it's really interesting to try side by side. I'm super excited for the other two here tonight and the sherries on Saturday. If y'all missed it, some of y'all join a little bit later. On Saturday, I am doing part 2 of this, but we're doing all sherry. We are doing what are the types of sherry? Oh crap, I forget. Oh yeah, we're doing an Oloroso sherry. We are doing a PX Cask sherry, and one other one is an M word, and I don't know how to pronounce it. So there's another type of sherry in there too. And these are all going to be paired with whiskeys that are matured in those casks. So if you want to see part 2 and you're not yet subscribed, I would absolutely love if you could hit that subscribe button right down there. And while you're down there, you can hit the thumbs up and the bell button to be notified when I go live. So that's going to be fun. But I think this is a good beginner's, I guess, part of it. That one's going to really nail down the details. This one, we are focusing on the differences between these very, very different types of wine. So, there it is. Steve A, the first one. Amontillado. Amontillado. I don't my pronunciations. I'm sorry. Yes, it's this first one here. That's the other sherry that we're having on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, thank you, Chris, too. No Lil and A word. All right. So let me go ahead and move on. I'm gonna leave this in my glass because I'm gonna when we're doing our after party hangout, I'm gonna be sipping some wine, y'all. Fancy. Might have to get Sam to come join us. We'll have a girls' wine night. All right. So as my green screen continues to get worse here, I shouldn't have messed with it. Oh no, it's so bad. It's so bad. You know what? No, it's still bad. All right. Well, spoiler, I'm not in the middle of the Oasis. I am. Oh, thank you. Okay, there's the pronunciation. Oh, Steve and Will. Okay, let's see. Amontillado. Okay. Okay. Whoa. There's some differentiation here. Oh wait, we got Shane. We got Shane. Amontillado. Amontillado. And Will says Amontillado. You know what? I'm gonna not remember any of those. So yeah. Chris says that's a big pour of wine. Yeah, dude, I'm not. Although to be fair, when I'm drinking wine, we have box wine, okay? But it's always just like one glass and I'm done. So all right. San Diego. Go with theirs. All right. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next one. All right. Take a close look at what I saw. Go with theirs. I've been drinking. I got it. Shane and Steve A got that one. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the effort though, Will. He's like, I've been drinking. All right. Next up, we are going to what I would have saved this next one for last if I didn't know that my last whiskey that I'm putting with the Madeira is over 60% ABV and it's Texas whiskey. So that one's coming in last because that will blow my palate. So I will not be able to taste these other ones. So we're going to port next, which y'all are probably pretty familiar with port finishes. It's on a lot of different whiskeys. Actually, I have two different ones I'm going to try it with here tonight. One was in the thumbnail, of course, High West Midwinter's Night Dram. So y'all all know it's like one of everyone's favorite limited edition ryes to come out. Port finish, heavy port influence on that wine. We also have the Thomas S. Moore port cask. So we're going to do a bourbon and a rye, and we'll see how it affects each of those differently. But first, I'm going to go and get my port poured. So let me go ahead and show you the info on that one. So this one, not going to try to pronounce it. Niepoort is what I would guess. It is a Tawny port. This, by the way, I love this bottle. I think a lot of ports are in the similar, or no, actually the Madeiras have a similar bottle. This is product of Portugal, 19.5% ABV. You know what? I should probably pull a price point on these because I told you they're really cheap. Well, what is the port? This one is $16. $16 for a 750 ml. So, it's not going to be the highest quality. So that's the port we're going to drinking. I'm going to go ahead and get that poured. I do not have a port glass. The closest thing I have is this whiskey tasting glass. It's actually Justin's glass, but it's similar in shape to like a port glass. So we're going to go with it because I think it's going to be the closest in terms of like what you could. It's pretty good cork pop. All right. So port pop. Ha, get it. Okay. Let's go and pour that port. Wow, that is dark. Oh, that's probably big. I gotta chill out with the wine pours. Oh man, look at that cork. So cute. It's got a little red tip. Anyways, so we're gonna pair it with the Thomas S. Moore and the Midwinter's Night Dram. So first I'm actually gonna pour is the Thomas S. Moore because I think that's probably it's lower proof. It's probably a better place to start. So let me go ahead and I'll pour it in this one. So this is Thomas S. Moore extended cask finish. I did a whole stream on all of these. Check out my channel afterwards. I did all of it. I did the port, I did the Chardonnay, and the Cabernet. Yeah. Chris says it's similar enough shape-wise. So I'll work with what I got. So this one is a bourbon. Now this one is 98.9 proof. And it's by Barton. It's their new line. Their bottles are really sexy. I don't have bottles, but I have these samples. Have y'all seen Thomas S. Moore in your area? I haven't seen it yet. Still in Southern California. Cheers, Adriana. Appreciate that. Yeah, if y'all haven't hit the like button, I don't know how many likes we're at. If y'all want to tell me how many likes we're at, appreciate it. Cohen says that port will probably be very sweet. At least Bourbon Bites can pronounce Sauternes, although someone said I can say S. Sauternes. Well, what are we talking about, y'all? Y'all keep it PG-13. I'm just kidding. No, there's no rules here. But what the hell are y'all talking about? All right, so we're at 21. Okay, well, so that's pretty good. But if 32 of y'all missed out, you might be watching on your TV. Trust me, there's a way to do it. Just go and you tap your screen and you press up, scroll over to the like button, and then hit it. You can do it. Trust me, I've done it before. I say that because I usually watch WhiskeyTube on my TV, and then I usually have my phone out to do the chat. Although chatting on phones is annoying because you can't tag people. It's very okay. So Chris says what the port is going to be is caramel rich with a nutty texture and flavor. So I'm going to look for those notes. Like I said, we're going to try the whiskey first without trying the port. Get some notes, see what I can find on it. Try the port and then go back to the whiskey because I think that's a fun way to do it. So let me put up. Oh, I don't have a. Did I create one? We'll see. Did I create a banner for what I'm doing here? Ah, I did. Okay, so this is the Thomas S. Moore port cask finish. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, the nose is straight up Barton. It smells like 1792, which isn't always a bad thing. I'm coming around to 1792. At first, I was really not a fan, but I had a really good foolproof pick, which that foolproof pick was also by the people that selected the Balcones that we're going to try in a bit for the Madeira. So stay tuned for info on that. Yeah, the nose. Oh, man. What am I able to find here? It's interesting. I'm trying to look beyond the typical 1792 Barton note, which is like the banana nut bread. You know, I'm looking. Chris said nuttiness. I'm getting a little bit of that, but you get that with bourbon typically. So would I guess that this is finished based on the nose? I don't know. I know the Midwinter's Night Dram is going to be a flavor bomb. So that's why I saved it till after this. I think this is going to be a little more subtle. Let's go and give it a try. Cheers. It's nutty. I mean, but that could also just be the 1792. Man, I'm going to do awful in this competition. I'm going against Chad. Like, Chad literally was like the guy that inspired me, him and Sarah, to get into whiskey. So I don't stand a chance, but it's still going to be fun. I appreciate at ADHD Whiskey Matt for thinking I'm good enough to be part of this competition. I believe that's happened April 30th. So y'all mark your calendars and subscribe to ADHD Whiskey. Well, see, Fred says I wouldn't think Barton is nutty. Yeah, you know, I said banana nut bread, but that's typically like an old Forester kind of note. I would, you know what? I kind of wish I had some side by side, you know, without the finish to compare. That would definitely. Again, I'm going straight from like a Sauternes finish to a port finish, so it's going to be like weird in my mind. But I think once we try the Midwinter Night Dram, it's going to definitely change my mind on it. Let me try one more sip. Yeah, this was just not bold enough of a port flavor that I'd be able to tell that it has a port finish on it. It has a little bit of. I feel like I'm making it up. I feel like I want to say it has some berry sweetness on the end. I don't quite feel like it does. Now, I remember I tried this, and I think that this may have been my favorite. It was either this one or my Cabernet was my favorite. Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good whiskey. But if I'm looking for something that's going to be like a flavor bomb with that finish, it's not this. It's good, though. I'm going to finish the sample. But, so Cohen, more info to come. It's an interesting situation, but I want to wait till we get to the Madeira. Trust me, I got the info on that, so stay tuned. There's actually a new release coming out from them that was just announced yesterday. This isn't it, but there's one that's similar. Again, stay tuned. I'll tell y'all. Your smack talk game is weak. Grease is absolutely destroying Dan Shug and smack talk. Yeah, I can't do that to Chad. You know, I don't like. It's not that I don't know him like that. Like Chad and I is cool. Chad and I are cool, but like I don't want to. If it were like if I was going against Perry or like someone like oh my god, like we smack talk each other all the time, so that would be okay. Or even like freaking who like does like my streams that I'm always on with like Bill the Whiskey Dick. I almost feel like we could be like that with each other. Shit, even like Whiskey Crusaders. I feel like we could roast each other, and if Shelf Turds, of course. Shelf Turds. I feel like we might have some cool ideas collaboratively coming up soon, so stay tuned. Oh, he says wait for the port. Oh man, I'm excited to get into it. So before I go to the port, let me do Midwinter's Night Dram because I really don't think that Thomas S. Moore is going to be what I'm looking for when I'm looking for specific notes. Again, beginner here, so I got to have them as a flavor bomb, and I know for damn sure a Midwinter's Night Dram is a port bomb. I wish I could do the cork pops louder. Let me try. Oh, that was. I mean, this bottle's been open for a while. This is. I think this is Act 8, Scene 1. Is this 2020 release or is this 2019 release? Because I have two. I have one of each of those. So let me know if this is 2019 or 2018. Or 2019 or 2020. All right. Let's find some real port here. Oh, that's right. Yeah. She says Rock Gut Review and I would be hilarious. Yeah, they're on a bit of a hiatus, and when they come back, we're definitely gotta do some kind of like collaborative thing. When he and Erica come back. So Chris says, is Midwinter's Tawny finish? I don't know. They don't. It just says French oak port barrels. So I don't know for sure. I just know that I'm approach this from a very basic perspective. So it's more of just like I'm just getting a general idea. I was told by David at K&L that this Tawny port drinks more like a ruby port. He I don't know how experienced he is. He might be very experienced in it, but he said it's officially labeled as a Tawny port, but he says it drinks more like a ruby port to him. So there's that. It just says French oak port barrels. So let's go and try the Midwinter Night Dram. Let me put that label on the screen. Shane says that's the 2020. Appreciate that, Shane. Oh, and Adriana, appreciate y'all. Cool. So let me put up the Midwinter's Night Dram. This is gonna be a port bomb. Oh my god, I love this whiskey. Have y'all had a chance to try this yet? I'm very curious because I seek this out year to year. I know people say it's not as good as it used to be. Maybe so, but you know what? As a newcomer that hadn't had the previous releases, I think it's a really great buy for $100. I mean, I'd buy this every year. Not like multiple bottles of it, but I would buy a bottle of it every year. I think it's the perfect holiday whiskey. Yeah, that's really bright. Not like tropical, though. It's the red fruit. Absolutely red fruit territory. Cinnamon. Fruitcake. Y'all know I'm a fruitcake aficionado. If Wesley was here, he would know. All right, let's go ahead and try it. Cheers. Oh yeah, that is fruity, and it with a rye, it's really, really, really great. It's because I think ryes can be really sharp in different directions. They can be spicy, whether they're in like the minty category or they're like the grassy or the hay or all those kind of notes. Adriana, I know you're not a rye person, but I know you're not. Well, actually, I know you're not a High West person. That's the real question. Have you tried the Midwinter's Night Dram? If you haven't, let me know and I'll send you a sample of this because I think it's the best thing that High West makes, in my opinion. I haven't tried some of their other LE stuffs. Some of their barrel selects are fantastic, but that is my favorite High West product. So, all right, I'm gonna leave a little bit in that glass. We got to come back to this, but we got to try the port. So this port, let's talk about the port. And I realize I'm a little behind on time. We might go a little bit over tonight, but it's all good. This one, like I said, this is the Tawny port. The info that Will gave us about the port, I don't know anything about port, so I'm very glad that he did this for me. It's made in Portugal, which, am I an idiot or am I the only one that didn't know port was made in Portugal? Like I just said, again, that shows how ignorant I am about the subject. Hey, I didn't claim to be an expert. No, I saw her rye video. Oh, it was Midwinter's Night. Oh, it was in there, wasn't it? You know what? I forgot it was in there. I'm sorry, Adriana. I know. I realized it was in there now that you said that. That was, we watched that. Justin and I watched that together. I was like, she's gonna know that's the Midwinter's Night Dram because it's so dark. But you thought another one I think was the Midwinter's Night Dram. I apologize. I did watch the video, Adriana. I watched the flight, the beautiful, beautiful sunset. I saw it. Don't worry, I just forgot. All right. Anyways, let's get on with the port. Oh, whoa, smells like a Cabernet. Again, my limited experience smells like a Cabernet. Maybe like a Pinot Noir. The noses of these are so different than how they taste. How dare you not memorize everything I do? I know. Yeah, I don't love the nose. It's fruity for sure, but it just smells like a dark red wine. But I know there's more to it than what meets the nose. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers. These are so different when you taste them. It's nothing like whiskey when you nose it and it's like on the taste. It might be a little different, but this one is so different. Oh, wow. That's really good. Chris says, if it's like a ruby, it'll be very, very berry forward. Yes. It is like a berry jam. But there's still some nuttiness there. It's almost... what is that nut? There's a nuttiness, not peanut. I'm so bad with my other nuts. I can pull out peanut and I can pull out pecan or pecan. But other nuts, it's not one of those. It's like a maybe walnut. It could be a walnut. Not pistachio either. I love pistachios. There's a lot of nuttiness on the finish. But anyways, I didn't finish my information about it. So there are 10 different styles of port, but most can be put into 2 categories. Those that remind you of creme brulee and those that remind you of chocolate cake. Whoa, that's so nutty. Whoa, that's weird. It's so berry forward at front, really sweet, like a jam, and then it gets really. Oh man, I like that a lot. Maybe hazelnut Fred. I'm not very experienced. Most of I know I wrote more than that. I'm sorry, I didn't finish everything. I apologize. So yes, thank you, Will. I apologize for not reading your whole thing. So, aged Tawny falls into the first category, being held in barrels for years. It takes on characteristics from the barrel. Most I've had taste like toasted nuts. That's what I'm getting. There's some toasted nuts there. Brown sugar, vanilla, almost like an adult cookie dough. Cookie dough. Emily mentioned almond. You know what? Maybe, man. You know what? Next time I do this, I gotta have nuts in front. I need to have like a variety, like one of those like mixed nut packs. So I'm like, is this walnut? No, not walnut. Is this hazelnut? Oh yeah, it's hazelnut. Man, I can't tell you what nut it is, but it's really interesting. This is actually less sweet than the Sauternes, but I dig that as a red wine drinker. I like that a lot. And again, $16 for a 750 ml bottle of it. Holy crap, that's so affordable. And I know these do save. For those of you, so those of you that are familiar with fortified wine, how long do you recommend keeping it? Obviously recorked and obviously refrigerated. Or I guess how long do you think it saves refrigerated and unrefrigerated? Because I know they can probably go bad pretty quickly. I know regular wine does, but I would hope with these being fortified, they have a little bit longer of a shelf life. Obviously not like months and stuff like that, but just curious how long this would last. Also, final note about port that Will gave us is this is also one of the few places left that the best vineyards and producers still crush the grapes by foot. Y'all have seen the video. Okay, so he mentioned the I Love Lucy episode. I think of that viral video from like 15 years ago of the lady like stomping the grapes, and then she falls over and she's like, oh. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that, right? Or was that just me? Was it like some weird shit we watched in like middle school? There's a video, a viral video out there on the internet. That predates probably not you guys. Typically I would say it predates you guys, but like y'all are whiskey drinkers, so y'all probably have been around for a while. I would hope you guys have been around for a while. If I was on TikTok, which by the way, there is a Bourbon Bites TikTok. If you are curious about following me there, I do bite-sized reviews. You can follow me at Bourbon Bites on TikTok. Nice segue there, Clifton. Nailed it. All right. So I like the port. I think if I was going to buy a dessert wine just on its own, Sauternes is still my favorite. But if I want something a little different than my typical red wine, this is actually really nice. So let me go back to the nailed it. Appreciate it, Will. All right, so let me go back to the Midwinter's Night Dram. And let's see, now that I've tried the port, now that I know what a port should taste like, let me see what I get on the Midwinter's Night Dram. Man, I'm excited to find that nuttiness. It definitely expresses itself so differently on a whiskey. It has like, the red berry note, but it's less like a jam. It's less like sweet than a jam. Maybe the toastiness, like Will said toasted nuts. There is some toastiness here. That maybe that could be coming from the cask. The finish is where this Midwinter's Night Dram leans into the port. I knew it tasted like a sweet wine, but not until doing side by side that I realized that like that's coming specifically from the port. If this were finished in like a different red wine cask, it could have expressed itself completely differently. So interesting. Cohen says, "Where did you get the glass you are using?" This was from one of my last in-person whiskey events in Los Angeles. It's Whiskey Live. Justin and I both had glasses. I dropped mine on the way home because we had to take the metro and was feeling a little tipsy. So I lost mine. We got one left. I think these are actually brandy glass. I looked them up because we tried to find a replacement for mine. they're more often used as brandy glasses. So they're very, I think they're also called like, sometimes like some breweries use them for like beer tasting glasses too. I don't know the official term for them, but he loves, this is honestly, when he wants to try a whiskey that I've been drinking, he always asks me to give it to him in this glass. He loves this glass. It's very similar shape to the official Kentucky Bourbon Trail glasses, which this is my typical sipping glass. That's what I go to normally. All right. So we might go a little over time. That's cool. So we are moving on to our final fortified wine for tonight. Like I said, we're doing part 2 on Saturday for the sherries, but our final fortified wine of the night is none other than Broadbent Rainwater Madeira. So Madeiras all have a very similar look, by the way. I didn't realize that until now, but this is a medium dry Madeira. I got something sticky all over the back of it, so it's like, ew, I don't want to touch it. So it is 19% ABV, so also high like the port. By the way, Madeira is referencing a specific island this is made on. So this is made on the island of Madeira, which is also in Portugal. So it's going to be similar to the port. Yeah, Will gave me some info on that one. Let me go ahead and pour that in a glass. Now, I will be drinking this one. Move everything out of the way. So there is a type of glass you're supposed to drink Madeira from. I obviously don't have it. Let's see if we can get the cork pop. Let's see. That was pretty good. Hopefully you guys can hear that. So let's go and pour this one. Oh, well, that's a weird color. That's a completely different color than I expected. I definitely expect this to be a lot more red. Oh, I'm sorry. There was one more note on the port that I want to tell you guys. Tawny port refers to a port that's been aged in a oak barrel. So let me go back to my notes. Yeah, so they're made from red grapes and they're aged in wooden barrels and they're exposed to oxygen, which gives them that bit of that tawny color. Just additional info for the tawny port. I had a little note to remember to mention that, but I forgot. So, yeah, Madeira is a fortified wine. It's its flavor is unique. It comes from the heating of the wine. So the heat on that island is like really intense. Let's see what Will said about it though. So Will says this specific one is made from Tinta Negra grapes and it's aged for 3 years. So again, it's an affordable. Let me look at the price on this one just so I have all the info on the Madeira. This one is $16. y'all see I went all out for this video, right? But to be fair, for this video and Saturday's video, I spent $122 on these wines. So Patreon money going to work. I tell y'all, that's the whole reason I love that you guys are supporting me on Patreon. Like I use that money directly for the channel. So if I want to do $122 worth of wine, we can do it because it's really educational, first of all, because I'm learning so much from this. So thank you guys again. Shout out to Patreon. Shout out to all my patrons here. I see a lot of y'all here in the chat. Y'all are awesome. Steve A says Madeira lasts forever. Just make sure to recork it so no critters get. Ooh, critters. Ooh, that's weird. Thing to remember with ruby port is that after a few days it may start losing certain flavors, similar to like a vermouth, I imagine. Peak flavor aroma is the first few days, but won't go bad after a very long time. Appreciate that, Steve A. If anyone else answered, I apologize. Oh, the glass is called a snifter. Thank you, Chris. Chris is the expert here. Madeira is the U.S. founding fathers drink. Oh, that's cool. So I love relating history to whiskey, but also I guess wine too. Some of y'all know I'm a bit of a Titanic fanboy. The ship and the movie. Okay, I seriously, when I was a kid, I used to scan old library books of the ship, and I have 4 different Titanic documentaries on Blu-ray and DVD. I am a bit of a fanboy, which, by the way, last night was the anniversary of the sinking, just so y'all know. But that's actually what I really want to get into, brandy, because I know brandy was always the drink of choice on the Titanic. That's what everyone went to. I even pulled up a menu of the brandies they had on the ship. A lot of them are no longer existing companies, but I don't know. I get weirdly, I'm not a history nerd, at all, but I just really, there's certain aspects of history that I love, wanting to experience what it was like, back then, either on the I used to dream all the time that I was on the Titanic, which was really cool. But I also would like to experience what was their form of entertainment, whether it be the food, the drinks, the music. That's always really interesting. What about you guys? Do y'all have a weird historical event that you guys latch onto that's really important, or something that you've always obsessed over? Let me know in the chat now. All right, so we got that poured. I almost poured some more. We're good. So the glass I'm drinking that one out of again, is not the official glass, but the glass people recommend is similar shape to this. This is actually a neat glass. This is typically for whiskey, but I looked at a glass of like what they recommend drinking Madeira out of. Similar shape. It has like the cone at the top, so probably a pretty big pour too. But you know what? It's fine. So this is a neat glass, but that's not the official glass of. I've never actually drank out of this before, so I'm curious to see. Oh, okay. I can't tease myself. Gotta try the whiskey first. It's a bad movie, but in a good way. It's a really good movie. As a 7-year-old kid that watched it for the first time, I enjoyed the movie. Who's this guy? Titanic fan? What do you mean? What do you mean, Fred? The time she got good. I mean, yeah, but you know what? It's got young Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and you know, I would take that. No, okay. Save that talk for the after party. All right, let me finish off the Midwinter's Night Dram because I don't want to waste it. All right. By the way, Rainwater Madeira refers to it's a specific category of Madeira. It means it's aged for 3 years. I think I may have already said that. Will give me that info. Yeah, style is Rainwater because typically, honestly, this Rainwater Madeira, this particular one, is typically a cooking Madeira. So, but cheap. You know what? I mean, technically, people would say like box wine is cooking wine. So, I'm okay with that. Again, this is just an intro. I'm learning, so it may not be the best expression of Madeira, but for someone that's totally new to it, I want to do something approachable because I want to do something that you guys, hopefully, if you're inspired by the stream, go out to your local liquor store or like Total Wine or something, find something in a similar price range, and do this yourself. I really do encourage that, even if you're not training for the biggest competition of your life, like I am. Just do it for fun because I think it's really cool to find. I think I'll appreciate these finished whiskeys a bit more now that I've done this. At least that's my goal with this. So let me rinse my glass, not in front of my phone, because I always spill. Y'all know. Yeah, it's oh no, it's spilled on Elmo. Spilled on Elmo, which y'all know is my mascot for any super chats to come in. It's not normally my mascot, but I actually thank you, Donnie and Diana, for Elmo. So if any super chats come in, I will tickle Elmo's tummy for you, just so you know. All right, so let me rinse the glass here. Want him to drink Founding Father level Madeira? Upgrade your Patreon. Yes, if you become my $100 level bourbon daddy, I will buy a bottle of Founding Father level Madeira, and I will drink it with you. How about that? On a live one-on-one stream hangout thing. So if y'all want that. What's up? What's up, Swan? If only Clifton will tickle my tummy. Well, again, for any super chat, certain super chat level, that might happen. So, love you, Swan. Just kidding. All right, so let's go ahead and pour the whiskey that I am pairing with this Madeira. Which Cohen, I appreciate you sticking around because I said that I would give you this info. So, let me pull this up. So, what I'm drinking here tonight is a pick of Balcones Texas single malt whiskey. This is 62.3% ABV Texas whiskey. Y'all see why I saved this for last, right? This is going to blow my palate. But you know what? Y'all, I promise y'all, this is like, holy crap. I'll tell y'all soon. But I tried this last night. And I had like 2.5 pours of it because I was blown away by how it tasted. So spoiler alert, it's good. This is a pick by the Los Angeles Bourbon and Whiskey Society. I think they're actually called the Los Angeles Whiskey and Spirits Guild now. Facebook group. They did this pick on Zoom. It's called the Balcones Brunch. Clever name. Appreciate that. But this one is actually aged first in virgin European oak, and then it's aged in used Madeira. So this is a 4-year-old. I think it's 3 years in the, let me see what it says. Yeah, 3 years in the virgin European oak, and then 1 year in Madeira cask. And let me tell you, that 1 year, oh man, let me get this poured. So that's the Balcones. Now, the news that just came out. Wait, I teased someone? I teased Swami? I didn't see Swami. Did I miss Swami? Sorry, Swami. I said Swan. All right. So the news that came out literally yesterday. Balcones is adding a Madeira finished whiskey into their whole normal lineup. It is a limited release, so let me backtrack. They are rolling out Balcones, Dusk, and Dawn. These are Texas single malt whiskeys that were finished in Texas Madeira barrels. Now, from a Texas winery that made that Madeira, but this one is not. This one is not Texas Madeira. It's a different kind of Madeira, but sounds like they know there's something special about pairing Texas whiskey with Madeira because, again, mind blowing. I'll taste this in a bit, but holy crap, y'all, it's so good. But anyways, Balcones Dusk Till Dawn is, I keep saying Dusk Till Dawn, Dusk and Dawn. They're two different releases actually. I'm becoming a malt man. Maybe so, dude. I typically go for a bourbon, but I've been really getting into Scotch. Honestly, this is the most interesting Texas whiskey I've tried, which, by the way, I'm going to try a lot more Texas whiskey here soon because on the 29th of April, we're having none other than Matt from Whiskey Crusaders, Will's comrade. Is that the word? Comrade? Fuck, I don't know. Okay, I'm overtime. This is Cliffy in overtime. Anyways, so I'm doing a stream with him on April 29th, exploring different Texas whiskey. So again, if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed for that one. That's also a Thursday night. So anyways, so Dusk, Balcones Dusk is going to be finished exclusively in first fill Madeira casks. So that is going to be tons of Madeira influence. The Dawn is 58%. Now, both of these are aged for 4 years. So they're similar, again, 4 years in this one. Dawn is finished exclusively in second use, refill Madeira casks. So that's the difference. Dusk is first fill, Dawn is refill. Honestly, I'm excited for both after seeing how good this is. So let me go ahead and pour Comrade. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Comrade is what I meant. What did I say? I was thinking like confidant. Oh, fuck. Whew, y'all are in for a good after party hangout. That's all I got to say. So, but this came first. This came out in 2020. This was a 2020 pick. So this is finished in, I believe it's probably French Madeira casks. But still, same age. So this will kind of be a little preview of the new Balcones that just came out. Whiskey Mountain said I tried to do British accent. I said comrade. I think I was combining like confidant or whatever and comrade. Y'all, I apologize. Y'all know when it's overtime, Cliffy's here. All right, so let me try. Now this is gonna be weird because like I normally try the whiskey first and then the wine because I don't want the wine to blow my palate. It might go the other way around, but let's go ahead and try the whiskey. Cheers, y'all. Oh man, this is raisins all the way on the nose. Raisins. Marzipan, where's that note that we saw earlier Emily mentioned with the other one that was almond. Raisins. Almost blueberry. Wow. I told y'all this was good. I was not lying. This Balcones, this single barrel select from the Los Angeles Bourbon and Whiskey Society. I have to say it's probably the best Texas whiskey I've ever had. Let's try it. Let's make sure. Because that was last night. Holy crap, yes. Everything about that is perfect. It's so rich. Tons of that raisin. It's like there's an interesting note that I'm trying to pull out and I cannot quite place it. It reminds me of a very specific like almost like a granola. It's like a granola kind of note. I don't know exactly what it is. It's wow. And I'm wondering if that's coming from the Madeira because we're going to try the Madeira here soon. It's like a nuttiness, like a nutty, like almost like a sesame note combined with that raisiny, bright, dark, or I say bright, but by bright, I mean vibrant, dark, rich fruitiness there. Bubble Bath Bourbon says, does that one not taste like cardboard? So I know I don't think it's cardboard. I do get a certain Texas funk is what I call it on a lot of Texas whiskeys. Sometimes it complements the whiskey and I really like it. My favorite Texas whiskey so far up to this point was Iron Root Harbinger. That was my favorite Texas whiskey up to this point, but this might have just beat that one. So I know what you're talking about. I don't get cardboard. Balcones does make some special whiskey. Yeah. This has a little bit on the end of it. If I was doing this blind in a Matt Madness challenge, I would probably know this is a Texas whiskey. It has a little bit of that Texas funk that I like to call it. But man, that's so complex. Fred says Balcones single malt is great. Some of their other whiskeys not so much. I don't know. At cask strength, Fred, I don't know if you had a chance to try them. Their cask strength bourbon, the blue corn bourbon, their cask strength rye, and their cask strength single malt they've all blown my mind. I thought I knew Balcones. I thought I knew Texas whiskey. It wasn't until I tried it cask strength that I was like, this is where it's at. Because Texas is big, bold flavors with their whiskey. They have that, again, Texas funk, whatever you want to call it. It has a big, bold flavor. So I think when you proof it down, that flavor kind of dominates. But when you're trying it at cask strength at 60% ABV or higher, that's where it's at. And that's where I'm really sold on Texas whiskey. Sarah, what's up? Sarah says, William said you were getting a bit tipsy, so I had to come say hi to Cliffy. Yes, Sarah, I'm into overtime here a little bit. We haven't tried the Madeira yet, but appreciate you stopping in. Also, Sarah is, I'm not going to try to say that comrade word I tried to say earlier. Sarah is a little bit more than a comrade to Will, but yeah, y'all go check out Whiskey Crusaders. Seriously, love their streams. All right, True Blue cask strength is awesome. Totally agree. All right, so before we wrap up, we got to try this Madeira because I've never had Madeira in my life. So first impression is going to be right now. So this is the Broadbent Rainwater Madeira. Rainwater is a category of Madeira. It just means it's 3 years old and aged in oak, I think, too. So let me just make sure I got all my notes mentioned. Make sure I don't forget anything. Yeah, I think we are good. So let's go ahead and try the Madeira. Cheers, guys. Well, I will say on the nose, it definitely has that marzipan, that almond marzipan kind of note on the nose. Yeah, it's nutty. It's nutty on the nose. Let's go ahead and try it. This is again the neat glass. I've never used it before, so I don't know how you're supposed to tilt your head. You're supposed to tilt the glass. Okay. It gets those of you that have been following the channel for a while and have come to my hangouts before know that there's a certain note that I get on vermouth when it starts to go a little bad or starts to be oxidized. This gives me a little bit of that note. I'm not going to mention it on the stream, but if you know, you know. There is some redeeming qualities. I think up front it's really sweet, really nice. Again, the color is like, it's hard to tell. This is less red. This is more orange, like brown. Almost like, honestly, damn, that looks like a whiskey. Like if you told me this was a whiskey on the color, hell yeah. That's it's like almost up front at first, it's like a molasses. Like a thick, man, this is taking me back to South Carolina. And that sounds so wrong. So there, I'm just going to tell it. Anyways, there was this place called Brattonsville. It was an old slave plantation. We took tours of it as kids with my school, back at my private school. We went to it. We learned about what life on plantation was like. They had reenactors and everything. There is something that they make with the molasses that's really thicker than molasses. Does anyone know what that's called? They put it on bread. It's like a spread, I think. It may just be molasses. No, there's something else. Adriana, she's been there. Adriana, to help me out here. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a spread. It's like a thick spread. What is that? When did Bites become an 80-year-old Italian housewife that drinks vermouth? I just have tried. I enjoy a good Manhattan, like often. I didn't eat there, get nasty. Anyways, it was a spread that was made from molasses. It was really cooked down and really condensed. It may have just been a type of molasses. Donnie says blackstrap molasses. I don't remember exactly, but this reminds me of that really thick molasses. A little bit of that, but it's molasses up front, so it's not completely off-putting. Not my cup of tea, but y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta go back and try it with the whiskey that is finished in these casks. So let me go back to my beloved. Y'all saw how much I gushed about that Balcones, right? So let me go back to Balcones. Still, some of the I gotta do a little side by side on the nose. Nose of the Balcones is like marzipan. Slightly, I would almost say this is like more briny on the nose. It's like, or salty. I guess briny is not the best word, but like salty, rich, like a fruit, not like a fruit roll. What are those fancy fruit roll-ups? Those fruit. I don't know, y'all. Fruit tape, not tape. Man, it's like the Whole Foods version of like a fruit roll, but it's not a roll, but it's just like a square of the fruit. They are similar though. I said fruit leather. Thank you, Adriana. I gotta invite you to these streams, and you're just gonna like, I'm gonna like put you up down here. I'm gonna like pop you in like every now and then. Like, okay, Cliffy's here. Adriana, help Cliffy out. Fruit leather. Yeah, thank you, Chris too. Yeah, I would say I didn't get that. The not as good version. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you. So now that I've had the Madeira on its own, going back to the Balcones tastes more like Balcones. It tastes. I'm noticing basically everything except the Madeira, because again, I just got a big bold flavor burst of straight up Madeira. Going back to a whiskey, it kind of like in your mouth, it kind of strips some of those flavors. So definitely is a Texas whiskey. If you're trying to avoid the Texas funk, don't get this whiskey. But if you're okay with it and you like extra layers added to it, holy crap, I love this so much. Treacle. You know what? That may have been it, Chris. I've heard that word, but I didn't know what it was. Everyone needs a pocket yeah. So, Balcones, I'm very excited for Dusk and Dawn. I think they're going to be fantastic. Knowing how good this pick is, knowing that they chose to add something similar to that to their lineup, that means they knew there's something special about this. So, final thoughts. I know we're a bit in overtime. My favorite of these three we tried tonight, between the Sauternes, the Port, and the Madeira, I gotta say, my favorite tonight. I still have all three poured. Why not just try them? Let me just do a little taste test. Let me work my way backwards. Port, strawberry jam, like jam. And then onto whatever that nut is, that nuttiness. Let me rinse with water real quick before I move on to the white wine. This is the Sauternes. That's sweet, man. If I had to pick one of these that I would buy again, they're all $16, believe it or not. Now, this one isn't a 375. This isn't a full size. The rest are in 750s. So technically, I think this at a full size bottle would be $32. The others would be, they're 16. So which one is my favorite? Even though it is $32, so it is twice the price, I really, really like this one. That honeycomb note that I really got on this one. Holy crap. I want this in I literally want a bottle of this, like full size, in my wine closet. No, it's just like I have a coffee cart that has like little spots for wine. I got to get one of this, another one of these. I want to try a little bit more expensive one though. So if y'all have recommendations for Sauternes, let me know what you recommend in terms of brands. I don't want to go too crazy. Don't need founding father level Sauternes, but I definitely want to step it up, because that's what I'm finding. This really cheap one is so nice. I'm so excited to see what's in the higher end ones. So, Swan's got it. Honey, pear, almond, sweetness. Yeah, pear. I almost got mine was more like pineapple kind of note on mine, but yeah, man, it's delicious. So saw that coming. That honey got you. It really did. It really did. Y'all know I'm a sucker for honey notes. I'm a sucker for honeysuckle. All right. 60 Hertz says auctions are good for Sauternes. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much on it. Like I'm already obsessed with buying whiskey. I really don't want to find something else that I'm obsessing over and I'm bidding in auctions and secondary and all that crap. So maybe not, maybe not. But that's a good tip though. 60 Hertz. By the way, welcome. Good to see you. Wine closet instead of water closet. I meant wine cellar. I'm in an apartment. We don't have cellars. We just have closets. All right, y'all. I know we're into overtime. Like I said, we're gonna do our after party hangout for patrons over on Patreon. No, it's over on Discord. But patrons, you can become a patron if you want to join us tonight. Patreon.com/bourbonbites. $10 and up gets you access to our after party hangout. But any support really does mean a lot to help out the channel here. I'm very excited for part 2. Like I said, on Saturday we are doing all sherry. We're doing 3 different types of sherry paired with 3 different whiskeys. I'll be joined by my friend Aaron, and maybe Will. If you want to come on Saturday, let me know. Because definitely would be nice to have a guide to guide us through. Or Chris, you're an expert too. Chris, if you want to join me and Aaron Blum on a tasting on Saturday, let us know. It'll be virtually, of course, not in person. But great tip from Cohen says Total Wine has some good prices on cheaper Sauternes and a bunch of half bottles. That is a great tip. That's a great tip, Cohen. So I'm gonna have to check that out after this stream. Cheers to you, Chris, and cheers to everyone else for watching. Thank y'all for sticking around into overtime. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Like I said, Blue Spot review coming out tomorrow. If you want to see it early, you can become a patron. But yeah, hope to see y'all in the comments on that review on Friday, and I hope to see y'all on Saturday. So cheers, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and yeah, I'll see y'all next video. Bye, guys.